Good morning, my friends. What is up? What's happening? My name is Brandon Osborne. I'm also known as Control for Days. Today, we are going to be going through a modern league with the deck Black-Green Yawgmoth. This is the deck list we're running today. You can find this list in my sideboard guide, which is in my Patreon. You can find that below. It was just updated on Saturday, so if you're looking for some guidance with regards to how to play this deck, that would be a good place to start. This is the list I've been testing the most recently, and I actually really liked it. My main deck hasn't changed. This is pretty set on this main deck. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. The sideboard is constantly in flux, but the big additions, the big changes are 2 Assassin's Trophy, 1 Patron. I'm testing the Mite. I don't know if I like it more than Liberator or not right now, but that's what I'm testing. 1 Hearse, 1 Ooze, 1 Veil of Summer, 1 Endurance to round out up to 3 in the main deck. 3 total between the main deck and the sideboard. So everything else is pretty standard. So I guess I'll explain Thoughtseizes. People have been asking about why are you only running 2 Thoughtseize. The reason being is because most matchups where I'm bringing in Thoughtseize, I'm only bringing in 2. There's like maybe 3 matchups where I want 3 or more. So I figured that the extra Thoughtseize in the sideboard, that slot would be better used on something else than a very like niche 3rd Thoughtseize. So that's why I'm running 2 in the list. We're gonna jump into a league. Let's do it. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Misty Rainforest. Could be a mirror match. Beseiju. That was a good draw. I'm going to lead Beseiju in this instance into Bird. And we will pass the turn. If our Bird lives, we'll have a turn 2 Grist, which would be really nice. Into turn 3 Wall, Innkeeper, up the Grist. And then we can Chord for Yawg the turn after that. This would be turn 4 Yawg. So that's the Bant land. Anytime I see one of these, I'm immediately thinking that we're playing against a Leyline Binding deck. I've seen a Blink deck running around, and I'm wondering if that's what this is. So we can go. Let me know if it's still echoing. Hopefully it's not. All right, turn 2. I think we're gonna go. So if we go Wall, Innkeeper, Yawgmoth, or just Wall, Innkeeper, I think that's the move here. I think we're just gonna build out our mana here. And this gives us a turn 3, potentially a turn 3 kill. If we draw another Undying creature, we'll have a turn kill next turn. So that's the game plan here. All better. Yeah, whenever that happens, I just have to unplug and replug in my mic. So I don't know why it happens. Soul Herder. Okay, guy, we're doing this. Soul Herder in the house. Could be a tough matchup. We'll see how this goes. All right. All right, we're getting ourselves a Yawg. If they have something like Solitude in hand, which they are definitely playing in their deck, could be annoying. But we need to kill this Soul Herder. We cannot let this thing stick around. Yeah, there's the Solitude. And that's a mistake on their part. They needed to wait for me to sacrifice the wolf to do that. The fact that they initiated that is a huge mistake on their part. So I'm going to get use my Yawgmoth now. I'm wondering, I'm going to sacrifice the bird. And I'll probably, I might even dump the Innkeeper as well. We still have a land drop this turn too. No. I'll just do it like that. That's fine. Play a land, and we'll pass the turn. I don't think they play Auriok Champion in this deck. I could be mistaken, but maybe they do. I guess that would make sense if they're blanking things. Things are constantly coming into play. Ewit. Okay. What are you bringing back? The Soul Herder or the Solitude? Okay, Solitude is back. If they have something like Ephemerate, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, this deck's kind of annoying. Alright. So I think we lead with an attack for 3. I think they just block with the wall. And then we'll be able to mow down their whole board. Unless they want to Solitude this right now. Okay, take a hit for 3. NBD. So I could go Grist into Yawg, or I can just play out the Yawg and then have Yawg for next turn as well. And I think I'm gonna hard cast Yawg here. See if they make the same mistake they did last time, and they do. Okay. They are not taking any chances, but in doing so are taking way too many chances. This is bad for them. I guess our opponent hasn't played against this deck. Yeah, I could see champion out of the sideboard. Okay, Cord. If we didn't have the messenger in our hand, that would just be a kill. Do we have enough? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have enough black. So I'm going to get a black source so I can play out the messenger next turn. And we're going to get a Geist, and now we can draw our whole deck here. Alright, and they scoop. They see it. They know what's up. It's a good start. I feel like this isn't a good matchup though, because they're running Ephemerate Solitude, which is never fun to play against. For let's see. Joshua Tree, yes, we are running the new artifact. For anyone that's just joining as well, we just updated the sideboard guide, so if you guys want to check that out, feel free to head over to my Patreon and do so. I wonder if Endurance is worthwhile, given the fact that they're running maybe Hearse. No, Endurance. I'd rather have Endurance. Definitely want Thoughtseizes. I mean, Trophy interacts with like their shenanigans on the stack, ramps them, which I don't love, but I feel like Necro isn't a terrible card to consider to get rid of Solitude in this matchup, or like these Eternal Witness shenanigans. Think in this matchup, I'm going to shave an Evo. Definitely going to shave some walls. Any matchup where they're not targeting my creatures with like damage base removal, I can afford to get rid of some walls because these guys are going to stick around more often. Geist probably isn't great, but maybe I keep the Evo, shave a cord, shave a wolf. And maybe I don't need the hearse. Maybe I just use endurances to interact with the graveyard. I think that seems reasonable. Yeah, as long as they don't Solitude Ephemerate in the early game. So this hand is fine. They molt to 5. Quickly, molt to 5. Alright, they have a Hierarch. It's fine. Our Hierarch is better, so we'll win. Just fetch a basic. Our mana is going to be fine this game, so we really don't need to worry about fetching non-basics. Like, we have 2 black sources and infinite green sources here, so we'll be good in that department. Solitude is definitely a beating. It's a funny story, when I was getting back into Modern, I was trying to figure out what deck to play, and this was before I actually knew Yawgmoth was a legitimate contender. And there was a deck that, there's a legacy player who plays Esper Blink with Vials, and he built a version of the Blink deck in Modern right after Modern Horizons 2 came out. And I was actually building that deck. That was the deck that I was going to play in Modern. Oops, I meant to play out the Catacombs. We might take some extra damage on that one. That was a misclick. Yeah, so I was building out that Blink deck. And it's funny, looking back, when the format had just changed after Modern Horizons, people didn't realize how powerful an interaction it was to blink the elementals. So he was like running like 1 Solitude and 1 Fury in his blink deck. And he's a good player too. Like, it's not like he's doesn't know what he's doing, but people just didn't pick up on it right away for whatever reason. But yeah, very powerful interactions. Alright, let's see if they ephemerate here. No. Hoping they attack with his Hierarch, that would be nice. You see my lowly Hierarch sitting over here? There's a Soul Herder. Oh wow. They're gonna blink. Powerful. Card advantage. So they molt to 5, so they're back up a card already. We gotta get rid of the Soul Herder stat. So, I guess I can get basic here. I don't love it. So the beautiful thing about this situation is that if they try to blink something, I can flash an Endurance and kill it. Alright, so we're gonna have to kill this Soul Herder. See if they have a Solitude. Last time we played the Yawg, they Solituded instantaneously. kill them Soul Herder. Alright, they're gonna try to ephemerate it, and we're gonna dump it. Tricky, tricky, tricky. We're gonna draw one less card, unfortunately, but we need to get rid of that thing. Alright, and next turn, assuming this guy's still in play, we'll be in really good shape. If he's not in play, we're not in good shape, but the fact that they're fetching right now feels like a solitude. Is that what it feels like to you guys? That's what it feels like to me. Yep. Okay. So our best draw here, I think, is a Wall of Roots. So we'll see if we pull one. We did not. Play out our Blood Artist. Play out our Tomb tapped. And next turn we can get ourselves a Grist. Or we can wait an extra turn and get ourselves a Yawgmoth. They're not applying that much pressure. For a turn, I mean, isn't nothing, but with Blood Artist, as long as that sticks around. Okay, that's annoying. Probably gonna have to do something. I'm just flooding out a little bit here. Alright, they're getting an Eternal Witness. I think we lose this one. I don't think we're winning this one. Like, we're 1 mana short of getting ourselves another Endurance here. No bug Yawg. Yawg with the bug. The new bug. Yeah, I have a Patron. That was the line I was going to take. Had they not gotten the Ephemerate, I'm dead. I'm just going to scoop this game. I was going to fetch for... That was on a mold of 5, too. I was going to fetch for Dryad Arbor, Cord for Hapatra, and then I needed to top deck into a Yawgmoth, either with a Cord or with just drawing it. And then that was my out to beat this board state, but didn't happen. Alright. I wonder if I bring in more. I think I'm gonna try to interact with them on the stack a little bit more with the trophies. And let's see if that's better. I feel like Grist is really good. I don't know if I want... Maybe shave another wall. Another wall, another wolf. No, I think we can shave down a Geist. Like, Geist is just running into wall, so it's not really dealing damage. The main point of it here is to, like, Evo it away. Let's try it this way. It doesn't feel good when you lose convincingly to a 5-card hand. Alright, our 7, we cannot keep this. Our 6 is a keep, though. 6 looks decent. Do we get rid of Endurance, or do we get rid of Messenger? Endurance or Messenger? Shenanigans or Undying? NJ thinks the cut is Endurance. I'm not so sure about that. Endurance, as we saw last game, what it represents is a piece of instant speed interaction, which is really, really important. So I think we actually cut the Messenger. I like being able to turn to the Grist. I think that's probably pretty strong in this matchup. As long as our bird survives, which I think it will. Feels like a hierarch. Reasonable. Okay, that was a good draw. That was good. So yeah, the game plan, like if I kept the... Ooh, we like that. Grist doing its thing. Like, had I kept the messenger, that hand is just so vulnerable. That play is just so vulnerable to, like, Solitude Ephemerate. I just lose. 3, Witness. Okay. Alright. And now the lawnmower comes out. Now the lawnmower comes out. And I think we start here. Okay, so we're 1 green card off of a Yawgmoth. So I think we're gonna look for that. Alright, so we can get Yawgmoth now at instant speed. Oh, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. And if they try to Solitude Ephemerate, we got there. Yeah, we can just mow the Solitude down, so they don't have a good plan of action there. Yeah, if I needed to, I would definitely pitch the Hepatra to the Endurance. The value of drawing 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 cards is worth more than having Hepatra in my deck. So yes, 100% I would pitch that Hepatra. They don't even have a board state either, so Hepatra isn't, I mean, not doing anything. Alright, we are 1-0. We are playing match 2 against LDP3. We are on the play. Black-green Yawgmoth. Let's go. This hand is excellent. We will keep it. Yeah, NJ, I saw the stuff you sent me, and I made an update to the guide. Alright, we're going to shotgun the tomb here and play out our bird and pass the turn. It's our second best turn 1 play. You know what the best is. This hand is damn near perfect. You're always happy to see Wall of Roots and Court of Calling in the same hand. And being able to ramp with Grist might not be so perfect if this bird goes away. Okay, okay. We're okay with that. So that does change our turn 2 play though. So instead of going Grist here, I think I'm going to go Wall of Roots and Yawgmoth. Grist is a more powerful threat, but like if they have an ability, I guess they could spend their turn, like kill my insect, attack the Grist, bolt the Grist, and that would be their whole turn, and that would probably be a worthwhile exchange. But just ensuring that this Ragavan doesn't connect, I think is valuable. Alright, so we got instant speed chord for Yawg on ready. That was a terrible draw. We don't want that. play out our land here. And we are not going to do anything. So they fetch here. They have Spell Pierce. They'll get us. So we're not gonna play into that. We have 4 in the graveyard. Yeah, I think Ooze is, because there's no targeted removal per se in the Yawgmoth match, I think Ooze is the best card for Graveyard Hate. And this is with respect to sideboarding in the mirror match. The biggest problem with the mirror match is there aren't a lot of cards you want to take out, so you need to be very conservative with regards to how you approach the boarding. Alright, so that was what we were kind of afraid of. We need to draw land here. And we did not, which is unfortunate. So they have Counterspell up, which sucks, but at this point we kind of have to jam into it. And the only reason I did that is because I have another Grist in hand. So like they might say, okay, now we have our opportunity to resolve our Murktide. How many card types do they have? 1, 2, 3. They only, oh, this will be 4. So they'll have 4 card types. So if they kill our Wall of Roots, it's going to be it's going to stink. Best case scenario on our turn is, let's say they're tapped out. That would be great. They get a Dragon's Rage. I wonder if they missed a land. Best case scenario would be for us to be able to stick both of these things, so we need a land drop to be able to do that. They're paying cost, so they do not have counter magic. They might have Spell Pierce. Alright, Geist isn't bad. So if they have Spell Pierce, that kind of shuts us down, which would be really annoying. What do you guys think? Do you think we go for it? Geist into Evo? Or do we go Grist and Strangleroot? Grist and Strangleroot is definitely the conservative play. But I think the Geist into Evo, I think that's how we win this game. Just fingers crossed they don't have a second Spell Pierce here. Let's see it. Feels like it's resolving. Alright, and they do not have a red source up, so we are open season. Alright, and they scooped. Why is this deck so good? Why? Alright, sideboarding in this matchup is pretty straightforward. Those are our 6 cards we're bringing in. These are our 6 cards we're taking out. Clean cut. Nice and easy. Yeah, I would draw at least 5, 6, 7 cards. We didn't hit a land drop yet either. We didn't need the Chord to Endurance, or we didn't need the Endurance to Chord. Because we still had a land drop, so on their turn we could have Chorded for the Blood Artist. Okay, yeah, so that was a reasonable option as well. Evo the wall, get Yawg, and then play the Geist afterwards. That's probably a better line, actually. So that doesn't give us the ability to kill with the combo, but to be honest, that wasn't really my concern. My concern was just getting those cards into play. Yeah, that's a good point. Tabernacle. So, well played. This deck is so complicated. Even when you think you're playing it well, there are so many little lines where it's like things you could do better. So yesterday in the showcase, I played against Murktide twice, and I lost a really close match to it. And the reason I lost was because of Blood Moon. Both games that I lost. So I might be playing Paranoid today and be fetching basics out of fear of getting Blood Mooned. They multi 6. Alright, so they're leaving up Consider or Bolt or something like that. Or both. Alright, Endurance is a really good draw. Just gonna play that out. Pass the turn. NBD. Alright, just holding up counter spells. Okay, we got some basics. I like it. I'm gonna have basic at the ready. Alright, so they're representing counterspell. The question here is, do we jam a wall into the counterspell? And I think we do. And the next turn we go wall into hearse. Hope we go wall into hearse. I love my mana this game. Alright, they didn't do anything. They're representing it, but they don't have it. Or they don't care. One of the two. Essence Warden Hater is in the chat. Poor Essence Warden. What did it do to you, Jesse? What did it do to you? Ooh, little Murktide insurance here. The Murktide insurance policy. Alright, so I went wall last turn, and there was zero flinching on their part in terms of trying to counterspell it. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to play out my wall, and then if they fetch, I'm going to flash in the Endurance. Look at that mana base. Look how pretty that is. Look at how pretty that is. We love it. Alright, incoming Endurance. My friends, it's all about timing. All about timing. You don't like vanilla 1/1s, huh? Yeah, Blood Moon was the worst yesterday. Yeah, it looks like a lot of Murktide lists, just because they're so weak to leyline binding, are shifting towards multiple main deck Blood Moons. Our opponent here does not appear to be running the Blood Moon plan based on how they're fetching here, so does not seem to be a concern this game. Alright, that's a really good draw as well. Our deck is like cooperating to the nth degree here. I'm just gonna run this hearse out. Okay. Okay, we're cruising right now. So I can attack with Endurance. I think we do. Like if they have like bolt, kill both my walls, that would stink. But I would probably chord in response. They do nothing. I don't think we really have to do anything from this point. Like, the pressure is on them to do something. So we're just going to sit here until they decide to make a move. You have yourself a bobble. Bobble trouble. Alright, we're going to hearse in response, just so they don't have Murktide mana. I don't think they would have Murktide mana, but JIC. And I don't think they're getting to Delirium anytime soon. I'm just gonna hold stuff up. Like, once again, they're the ones that have to initiate, so we're just gonna kind of sit around and beat them down until they decide to do something. Pressure, pressure, pressure. And their game plan is severely hampered by the fact that we have hearse. They have a bird. Alright, that's something. Iteration number 3. So we're going to attempt to kill this bird, and then we're going to attempt to cord, and then we're going to play a Yawgmoth. Eat both of those. Our hearse is growing. This game, because they didn't have a counterspell on turn 2, they're at such a disadvantage. Alright, if they're playing this out, they're just like, why would they do that on 0? I don't understand that. So we're gonna bait here. Okay, they scooped. Trophy for the win. Alright, they revealed the Gigantha. Alright. So we kind of know a small smattering of decks that they could be based on the fact there's a Gigantha on the other side. Yeah, I've always done the spreadsheet thing. I don't know. I like having quantitative data. Alright, so this hand I think is a keep. It's going to be a slow hand. So we're hoping for a 1-drop off the top. And they lead on Blood Crypt, so this is yeah, we really want a wolf. Wolf one time? Not a wolf. Alright, we're getting hit by a Ragavan. So this is probably Death Shadow, I would guess. I don't think it's Black Red Rock because I don't think they would run Gigantha because they have Dolphies in the main deck. This could also be... Okay. Call that pressure. This is not the start from our opponent to for us to have a slow start against. So yeah, this feels like Jund Saga. And you ask, hey, like, why are you running out the Beseiju if this is a Saga deck? And the reason being is because my life total is going to be pressured very, very quickly. So I need to preserve it. All right, so we have to block the Ragavan here. We can't let them continue to get value off of that, or can we? Like if they have a Bolt, 2, 3. I think we take the 3. We'll give them the token off the Ragavan. And our Yawgmoth, which are actually okay with if they want to cast that. Feel free, my friend. I don't think Jund Saga runs push. I could be mistaken. I don't know if they have it in the main deck. We're far behind, but like our game plan's really going to snowball. Okay. This is a little strange. Tarmogoyf. And I'm discarding a card. Grist. And they're gonna bolt it. Okay, so from here our best draw is an Endurance. We're gonna take a big hit next turn if we don't draw an Endurance. But if we do draw an Endurance, we'll be, I don't want to say fine, but we'll be in okay-ish shape. Alright, so the plan here is wall into Blood Artist. And then next turn we're going to need to get an Endurance. Or Yawg. Yawg would work as well. Alright. If they have the bolt, they have the bolt. I'm at the point now where I have to do this. Don't bolt me, bro. They have one card in hand. See if they bring no Gigantha to hand. Okay. Cool. Okay, here. So we can get Yawg. I don't know if that's where we want to be though. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we can go Grist into Endurance, which I think is what we're gonna do. And we'll be able to gain quite a bit of life here. So that's how we're gonna do this. Like as long as the Blood Artist survives, they're hesitating, which scares me. Don't do it, bro. Don't hesitate. Don't kill it. That's so brutal. That's brutal. We go up to 8. That was like so bad for us. Yeah. I think we have to let that happen. This Blood Artist might save us here. We might be able to hold down the fort with the Blood Artist. Like with the Blood Artist, we're going to be gaining at least 4 life this turn. Fatal Push on that. Okay. So I can tutor for a wolf right now, but if I do that, I'm gonna go down to 1 life. Yeah, I can fetch Arbor. That is an option here. We're gonna let that happen. And they do have Fatal Push main deck. Yeah, them playing out our Yawgmoth kind of works in our favor a little bit. I don't know if they realize that we have Arbor. So we'll gain 2 life off of this one. We are in trouble though. We do need to find a creature off the top. Preferably an undying creature. So they're bringing Gigantha into hand. Okay, there's our creature. So if we go Hierarch. Oh, we have our Grist too. I forgot about that. Oh, that's really good. Can I get a Grist double hit one time? That's not going to happen though. Alright, so we got to play Hierarch into Wolf. We'll go down to 2. Minus the Wolf, we'll go up to 4 and still be alive and have to dodge something. Grist target. Stacking the triggers with the Blood Arts in play is so annoying. Okay. And then on our next turn, we're like, if they don't kill Grist, we're actually pretty close to winning. So we'll see. We'll see if we get the opportunity. If they drew another removal spell. No, okay, so that's fine. They're going to lose a life off of that. We're up to 5. We'll see if they attack the Grist here. They do not. Are we clawing our way back in here? See if they put me to 2. Wow, they attack me so aggressive. And we know their hand. They have a Gigantha in hand. All right. Ooh, this is super, super close. So I think we leave with an attack for 3. See what they do here. If they block with our Wolf, we're gaining a life. Our army is growing. Our army is not growing. Alright, they're down to 3. Can we just kill them? I feel like we're really close to just killing them. Well, we're not going to die to Kroxa. We have to kill the Dragon's Rage, so we're going to be minusing our Grist. It might have been correct. Like, if that's how they spend their whole turn, they just lose. They can't do that. So we're going to gain 2 here. They're at 1 life. Your move, my friend. Kroxa away if you would like to. Because even if they play Kroxa, we just attack into it, and then Blood Artist triggers. So they lose. So they have to kill us. I can redraw the peat land. I don't care about that, though. They'll put us to 1. We know they can't have land bolt because we know one of their cards is Gigantha. So they are in a pickle, as we like to call it. Yeah. Alright, so we're playing against... This is just like Jund. Jund doing Jund things. I don't know if they're running Saga or not. What did we see that game? I think this is what we're gonna do. Just a lot of graveyard hate. Let's run it. Thanks, a bag of rocks. Thank you. Alright, the sand is good. We'll keep it. It does what we need. Yeah, that was a very, very tight game. It was an interesting one, I think. Hopefully a good learning experience for anyone who's learning the ropes with this deck. Powerful start. Okay. What's the right move with this card? Is it just like almost auto dump cards into your graveyard, or should you, like, a Terminate's a really valuable card against me? I feel like they didn't even think about it. It was just, yep, you're going to the graveyard. Alright, I don't think we're getting to 3 mana next turn, but I would love it if we had 3 mana next turn. We shall see. Maybe we are, because I think probably would have done it pre-combat, killed the Hierarch. That would have made sense to me, at least. To get an extra damage. Goyf. Are we getting goyfed here? Kroxa, that's fine. Once again, maybe they should have done that pre-combat. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the Hierarch. It might have been the better move. Alright. Endurance to the rescue. It's possible I should have main phased the Endurance so they couldn't heat it, but we'll see what they do here. Yeah, I shaved Bops and Evos for this matchup. Yeah, Bops. Just because they don't have Shredder, so I don't need the birds. Alright. They're fetching pre-combat. Playing a Spell Bomb. They kept it on top. They like whatever it is. I feel like Endurance is going to get Unholy Heated here, which we're fine with. It is doing its job if it eats their graveyard. They're at 13 life already. There's a Terminate, that's fine. So Yawg is going to eat the Channeler next turn, which is good for us. And they only have 2 cards in hand now. It feels like we're pretty far ahead this game. Pretty far ahead. Good night. There's our one of Evo that's left in the deck. The reason I shave Evos in this matchup is because they're 1-for-1ing a lot of our resources, so it's very common that we don't have a creature in play, and drawing more than one Evo a lot of times is pretty big liability. Alright, they're Hellbent. They do have the Spell Bomb. They are, well, now they have 1 card, I guess. 5 card types. Right, Peatland, not bad. We're gonna lead on the Catacombs, though. And I'm gonna pre-combat. I meant to cast the Innkeeper, that was a misclick. That was not what I intended to do. So we lost a life there. We'll see if that makes a difference. Yeah, but I meant to sequence Innkeeper into Hierarch there. Can you imagine if that happened in paper? Like you're holding your cards and you like spew out the wrong card at the wrong time. They're down to 5 life. And then you can't take it back afterwards. Just like the wrong card falls out of your hand. Alright, they put Gigantha into their hand. And they have a Shadow. So that makes sense. So they're Jund Shadow. They have an 8/8 Shadow right now. NBD. We ain't scared. Control for days, more like blockers for days. Alright, here I think we're gonna lead on a redraw with our Peatland. And the reason I'm leaving black mana up is for proliferating purposes. That's not good. We'll get rid of the marsh. So my hope was drawing into another creature. I feel like I'm a little deep right now to be... Like, I definitely need a blocker. I don't know if they're going to attack, but I need a blocker back. So that was kind of important for us. We had 3 draw steps that turn. We needed to hit 1 creature, and we did not. So that was unfortunate. Yeah, we're back to Shadow. There's Shadow. Confirmed. Okay, if that's how they're spending their turn, we're cool with that. Okay. Feel free to attack. Okay. That's fine by me. Okay. Yeah, we'll discard the tomb. I don't want to say Grist should seal the deal, but it was a pretty good draw. Besides the fact we're drawing a million lands here. So I'm fetching pre-combat. The reason being is I need to be able to proliferate here. Blood Artist is in the graveyard. We're gonna swing. Interesting. Interesting. I guess if they can kill both of my creatures, I could be in trouble. I boarded Hapatra against this deck because of a board state like this. Patron just instantly wins the game. And I feel like this board state isn't that uncommon. And just having like 1 or 2 death touching snakes just completely shuts them off of their combat phase. And against blue-white, I think it's a really good value card, and it plays around Graveyard Hate. Resets your Undyers. They're thinking. They thought about adding a lot of mana. Ooh. Kolaghan's Command. They're returning Dragon's Rage Channeler. Minus on the Gigantha here. And I'm discarding a card. There's our creature. Oh no, they returned a creature. Duh. Us drawing a creature here was really good. 2. That would be a weird. Okay. Alright, that was, I think, game. Yeah, they're at 4 life, or 2 life, and we have 4 creatures in our graveyard. I wasn't even thinking about Grist Ultimate, but yeah, we have that. So we'll start there. Good game. GG. Subscribe button, of which I think I have, last time I checked, 2 subscribers. I am very, very grateful. Thank you for doing that. And if you have a Twitch Prime membership or a Amazon Prime membership, that would be a great way to show your support. I would really, really appreciate it if you had one of those to send it my way. But I'm just happy you're here today. So thank you for joining me. Yeah, this is the same list, the same 75. I was really happy with the deck. I feel like, is this the second time we've seen one of these? No. The matches I lost yesterday, I feel like were really, really close. I think the line you pointed out against the Obosh deck, I'd have to rewatch the match, but I think we probably could have won that match. So, and if we had, you know, we would have been 7-1, then who knows what would have happened. So, okay, aggressive. Okay, so we're playing against blue-white control here. It's kind of annoying. We could play out our second bird. Which I think is fine. And it leaves up Cord next turn. Ink Cord for a Geist. This has been a grindy league, right? Just grind. So this is good because we can stick our Grist now. Honestly, I didn't really want that bird in play. Ooh, okay. I think getting Grist down is more important than killing the Teferi right now. And we're going to save this Boseiju in case they have a, what do you call it? That thing that does stuff. You know that thing that does stuff? That card that they play? Yeah, Leyline Binding's fine. That's fine. We can deal with that. We have this fancy pants land in our hand. Okay, so they're representing the Emperor right now. And like this hand would be really good, except for the fact they have Teferi in play. So we do need to get rid of the Teferi. I'm anticipating this gets killed by Wandering Emperor, but we're going to give it a go. We'll see if they let this happen. Oh, wasn't expecting that. So they're looking for a Solitude right now. That is very surprising. Let me connect. Let me connect. They're hesitating. They're thinking about it. Whew, we got there. All right. I like it. All right, we're going to plus. I think I'm just going to hold steady with this bird in my hand. We'll wait on it. I'm just trying not to overcommit into a Supreme Verdict. Words aren't coming to my mouth this morning. I'm having a little difficulty with that. Talking is hard. Okay. So they left 1 mana up, which means we are going for the combo. As the song says, we're going in. Alright, so that's just like straight up combo kill, I believe. I wonder if do we just kill them right now? Alright, feels like they're F6'd. Testing the waters here, see if they actually are F6'd. Alright, yeah, they're F6'd, they're dead. I am sorry, my friend, but you are dead. This is why getting Teferi off the board was so important, because I had 3 Court of Callings in my hand. See if they make me click through all this. Hopefully not. So every once in a while, I'll explain this combo for anybody who's watching and not familiar with it. So we'll do that right now. So the combo with this deck is Yawgmoth, 2 Undying Creatures, and a Blood Artist. You can activate Yawgmoth's ability, targeting the Undying Creature with the +1 counter with the other Undying Creature, and they remove the counters from each other, back and forth. So you can just loop that back and forth and just draw cards like a Yawgmoth's Bargain, and each time you do so, your opponent loses a life, and you stay at the same life. And that is the combo. Okay. So we are operating at instant speed here. That's our game plan. Two Thoughtseizes. Okay, so in this matchup, if they're running Fire Ice, which I think a lot of lists are not anymore, you want Wall of Roots. If they are not running Fire Ice, you don't want Wall of Roots. Pretty clean cut. Yeah, triple chord usually not great, but against that deck, it's pretty good. So this is match 4. We are up a game. Our 7's acceptable. Let's see how this goes. Turn 1 Mystic Gate. Alright. Grist was a really good draw. I guess there was an argument to fetch Shock there. I got 2 blue up. Alright, they're doing this thing again. The end of turn dress down. So here I think I'm going to fetch Shock. Yes. And I'll play out my Hepatra. I'm going to incentivize them tapping out again. See if they play it to ferry out. So when they aren't on all the Artifact Enchantment Hate package, you play Trophy over Force of Vigor. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Like, they just have so many threats that I want to answer that Force of Vigor doesn't hit. Let's see if we hit a land drop. We don't. I think we're just gonna attack to ferry. No, we'll go wide here. You're diversifying our threats. We're going wide, mostly for the Court of Calling here. That's why we did that. Land drop? We got our land drop, alright. And here I'm just going to attack with the Geist, I think. Let's see what they do here. Okay, so this suggests a board wipe. I guess having access to Mite here would be really good. Kind of, maybe, a little bit. It would be fine, actually, not great. Yeah, when you're playing in paper, more hardcore, you don't have to go through all the triggers the whole time. Announce it once through, and then say I'm going to loop this, and then you're good. You don't have to keep doing that over and over and over again. Triome. Is this a Leyline Binding? Supreme Verdict. Okay. Yeah, you got it. You got it, Chief. ramping. We really wanted a land there. How many land types do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they can binding for 1. I think I'm going to fire off the Grist, build out our board. I'm anticipating it's going to get bindinged, but makes our chords better. Yeah, so that's kind of what we expected. I'm just going to start firing off Yawgs into to counter magic as well, because we got a couple extras, and hope that they don't have surgical extraction. Grist actually, I feel like, is not as much of a house as it used to be because of binding. What do we do? What do we do? They have something like Solitude here, that would be unfortunate. I wonder if I just pass the turn with Chord up. Maybe that's the move. And then 4 straight turns of Yawgmoths. Sure, you have a memory deluge. Up to 5 cards in hand. And I could fire off the Chord right now, but I'm gonna hold off on it. I kind of want them to counter the Chord. Like, I'm okay if they do that. This is a close game. See if they have another verdict, maybe. Teferi. Fire this off. Okay, we're good with that. That is fine. They're gonna bounce my token. Oh, they didn't. Interesting. Interesting. So we're gonna hit Teferi for 2 here. Play out a Yawg. I think we're gonna draw a card with the hopes of finding. We want an undying creature. I wonder if we have to go farther. I feel like we might. Yeah, that's not what we want. I might have overcommitted a little bit there. Might have been a mistake. Yeah, so we're behind right now. We needed to draw a creature off those sacrifices. The fact that we didn't was not good when they were tapped out. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're gonna use that now. Don't they want to do something in response to this and kill our Yawg? How many creatures do we have in our graveyard? 5? We're kind of close to like being able to kill them, sort of. Sure. That might have been a mistake, because now they can activate here. Yeah, they'll be able to kill our Grist, but it's not the end of the world. We'll dump a land. It's kind of a close game. A little bit closer. They're a little short on cards, so. Yeah, I'm aware that this is on the other side, that we are not attacking into that. We'll see if they attack with it though. Or maybe they have like removal for our Grist here. And they still have counter magic up potentially. Later Grist. Teferi's annoying, right? Like drawing all these chords with a Teferi in play. Counter away. Be my guest. I got more where that came from. No, they definitely need to kill Grist there. So this is interesting. Here I think it probably makes more sense for them to swing at my life. They made that decision very quickly. They're giving me time. Another Beseju. It's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could just chord and get a Geist and hit the Teferi. I would anticipate that it's going to get killed, which isn't the best use of my turn, but I feel like that's what I'm going to do here. We need to get the Teferi off the board. Not anticipating this living here. Ooh, yikes. I think this might just be lethal here. 4, 7. No, it's not lethal yet. Sure. And I actually think I have to keep this Besage You for the Hall. It's actually a removal spell. So I need to keep that up. Kind of want to land here. It's not a land. Alright, so the reason I'm playing this out pre-combat, we're going to attack into the Teferi. We're hoping they activate the Hall, and then we're going to Besage You the Hall in response. Okay, that's annoying. Annoying. Feels like we're losing this game. For life, they counter what we play, bounce Grist token, and then have probably won by now if they hadn't any. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This takes 6 to activate. Okay, yeah, we're dead. Okay, on the play, I think I'm going to bring in the Mite and shave Innkeeper. Round 3, fight. I think the turn they cast the Deluge, they should have just swung in with the land. I think that was the move on that turn. Then we would have been dead the turn prior. They definitely gave us an extra turn. Alright, this hand isn't great, but I actually think we're going to keep it. Like, these two kind of represent spells here. And we're going to get early beats and our mana is good, so it's not a great hand, but I think it's a keep. And basically any threat off the top of our deck is a good card. This hand's close though. This is definitely a close hand in terms of keeping. Drawing into something like that, that is not what we want. Oh, not a white mana. Alright, we're essentially hellbent. Not a great place to be on turn 2. I feel like there's a dress down coming. Okay, no dress down. Patron, not terrible. We're gonna save that Patra. Wonder if this is a binding. No binding. Play out the peatland, we're gonna pass from here. Okay, so this to me says they have counterspell. A little bit of a sign of weakness on our part. Mite is fine. Like if they've dressed down into Verdict here, I think for that reason I'm going to play out the Mite. Oh, actually that was a mistake because I'm not going to be able to activate it if they play the dress down. That was stupid. That was dumb. But we do have the Beseiju, so we can do that. Okay, we got options. Dress down, cool. Oh wait, no I can't. Oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was so stupid. Oh, I punted that. I'm sorry guys. I punted that. I gave this one away. That was so bad. Alright. Their hand is terrible. I can't believe I just did that. I'm so sorry. I think I just gave away our 5-0. Yeah, Beseiju. Beseiju was the card. What land did they play that turn? They played Island. So we know 5 of 6 here. Okay, they Moonlight, that's fine. We're gonna Thoughtseize them. Let them have the Kahira, that's fine. Yeah, we would have won this game. We would have won this game had I not thrown that away. So bad. Depending on what they drew here, there's a chance our Patrick could be dying. Oh, we gave this one away. Three cards in hand. We need a Yawg off the top to be able to come back into this. Punted hard. Punted hard. I'm getting Arbor here because of Yawg. Yeah, it's not great. Gave away our 5-0, guys. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm going to trophy the Solitude now. Interesting use of Counterspell. Unless they have another one. Which they might. We're gonna chord for 2 here and get a get another Strangleroot. Mistakes were made. Very disappointing. Alright, and we lose. I punted our 5-0, everybody. Punted our 5-0. We had it. The bane of this deck's existence is the 1-land hand. We have to mulligan this. This hand's much better. We'll keep it. And we'll get rid of our Giralfs. Our opponent mulls to 6 as well. They mulled a 5. Guessing they're not on burn if they're mulling a 5. No, there's no limit. I mean, it costs money to enter leagues. So the cost is 10 tickets or 100 play points. So for myself, I'm at a point now where, like, I guess you would call it infinite, where like essentially the cost is inconsequential because you win prizes back. But if you're just starting out and you're kind of learning the ropes, that cost is real. There is like a $10 entry fee per league. All right, so we're playing against Hardened Scales, so it should be a favorable matchup. We've talked about this one before. The way we lose this is they go turn 1 Scales into turn 2. That might have, oh, that was probably a mistake. So if they have a Ballista here, that's how they win this matchup. But I think what I should have done there, all right, there's the Ballista, so this is how they win. What I should have done there, potentially, I mean, with them making this line, it actually makes the play that I made okay. Ooh, that's really good. So I'm just gonna pass here. So we got options. We can hit the Scales or we can chord, depending on what they do. Keep in mind our opponent was on a mold of 5. Like if we hit the Scales here and they don't have another one. Alright. I think we hit the Scales. And the hope from here is that we draw into another land. I forget what I was saying. Yeah, if you 3-2 leagues, you'll go infinite, essentially. Alright, Walroots is actually a pretty good draw. So this would be an instance where having a Patron would be fine, I guess. Good, not great. I feel like for the sake of using my mana efficiently, I feel like we should chord here, but I don't know. Okay. Not as scary without Scales in play. I guess they can start to mow down my board a little bit. Sacrifice an artifact. I never really know how this interaction works. It's always confusing to me. I should probably learn that. That would be useful. They might be aware of the interaction with damage and -1/-1 counters. Alright, there's our Yawg. I imagine they're going to shoot some stuff in response. That would be my guess. Maybe. Like shoot 1, shoot 2. So they have a 5/5, so they can wipe out our Geist and our Wolf. Almost. Okay, the fact that this is stuck now, we can just play in response to whatever they do. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. Sure. You have a hanger back. Chord for a Geist. Definitely gonna chord. I don't know if I need a Geist. I'm actually gonna hold on that. Okay, that's a good draw. So the reason I'm gonna hold on the Geist is because I can get Messenger, and I think that's a better option. Yeah, they scoop. Yeah, there's not really that much of a rush. Like, they don't have scales, and they're just kind of, they're surviving in that instance, so I think we're okay there. I feel like this is a matchup where Trophy could be pretty good too. It might be overkill, might be diluting our game plan too much. There's 5 cards I want to take out. Maybe we'll bring in 1 trophy. I think this is probably pretty good. I was updating my spreadsheet. I didn't update it for our last match. Dryad Arbor in our opening hand. This hand's a little slow. It does have Besage. Yeah, maybe I shave a bird. Maybe that's correct. What do you? This hand is close. It might be too slow. I'm gonna keep it though. The biggest reason why I'm keeping it is because of the Besage. Just because it gives us an out to scales. This hand is very, very borderline though. Like if we can get to a point where we can chord for Yawg, we're gonna be great. Sure, that's fine. Verdant Catacombs? Okay, not Verdant Catacombs. And they mull to 5 again. Oof. Oof. That was a really good draw. That was really good. Really, really. I feel, since we drew that bird, I feel really far ahead now. I like Innkeeper in this matchup. Having the ability to gain life is definitely on the table as something that's very relevant. So, all right. All right, we're making it easy here. I'm sorry, opponent. Making it easy. So Hapatra being a legend, we can actually exile the Needle with 1 mana now. So they are, I think we're going to be seeing a scoop soon. This might be a quick match here. Oh, true, they do have the welding jar. Alright, so maybe we get the Mite. They do have the jar, that is a good point. Alright, so our turn. Playing out Yawg. And they're like, hey, it's not even that good. And then I say, hey, I got this little bug. X equals 1, very relevant. Hey, Mr. Bug. What's up? The fact that the Mite is exile, unfortunately for them, I don't think Regenerate applies. Alright, so they dismember the Yawg in response. I was trying to do that during their upkeep so they wouldn't, you know, maybe I should have waited on it. We do need to draw. Can they give this thing flying? They cannot. Okay. We'll hit for 1. Alright, so they're hellbent. We do have the Besage, so that will get rid of the welding jar. We're actually kind of close to dying if we don't find something. Like if they sacrifice the hanger back, get a bunch of counters, and somehow find a way to switch it all over to the Yawgmoth, that could potentially kill us. All right, we're back. We're back in it. All is well in the world. And there's the scoop. All right. Never didn't have it. Always had it. Always had it. So yeah, I've been happy with the sideboard. It's very well rounded. I think it's very versatile, and it answers a lot of the top decks right now. So it's been good. Outlander is outdated. So I updated the sideboard guide yesterday, and I still have Outland Liberator in all of the matchups where you would bring in Artifact Hate. And be aware if you're using that sideboard guide, these two cards are interchangeable. I haven't tested this enough yet to make a conclusion about whether or not it is in fact better than Liberator. So I did just leave Liberator in, but mentally make that change if you are using the sideboard guide, which can be found in my Patreon, which is linked below, if you haven't started using it and want to use it. I've put a lot of time into that thing, so I hope people who are using it find it valuable. This list is plus 70%, over 70%. Through 30-ish matches. I would definitely recommend giving it a try. I'd be curious to hear what everybody thinks about Assassin's trophies if you do test them. If you haven't done so already, please hit the follow button. Feel free to subscribe here on Patreon or on Twitch if you haven't done so. I would really appreciate it. And then also if you want to head over to my Patreon, any contributions are greatly appreciated. I've added 2 tiers of memberships on my Patreon. There's a $15 and I think a $60 tier. And for the $15 tier every month, if you send me a VOD of a video of match play, I'll critique it and give you my thoughts. And then for the upper tier, send me a full league every month. So it's essentially, I'll coach your play through a league, and then I'll give you my thoughts as well as a write-up of some things that I think you could do better. So you don't punt like I do in some instances. So everybody, thank you for joining me. Thank you for spending your Sunday morning with me. I will see you next week, and be well, everybody.